Students, welcome to Short Sir classes. My name is Professor Himadri Datta. As you know, we are talking about investment function, and so in the last video we left you all with this diagram which shows the relationship between MEC, which is marginal efficiency of capital, and R with that of investment. So we are talking about the Keynesian investment function, and while discussing it we must have shown that when MEC, which is marginal efficiency of capital, exceeds rental rate, then only the investment takes place. So MEC equals to R acts as a break even for investment to take place in Keynesian model. Now, as you see here, why the relationship between MEC with that of investment is negative, now we'll be discussing. See, when capital investment takes place, given the opportunities, if you keep on increasing capital, then it is quite expected, that is the MEC, which is the return out of that capital, will keep on decreasing over the years. So first we need to understand what is MEC, what is marginal efficiency of capital. If you remember, in our last video we talked about marginal efficiency of capital in terms of an example. Suppose you are going to rent a capital, that is, suppose you want to rent a particular an equipment. Now, in order to rent that capital, what you have to do is that you will take into your consideration the long-term return that the capital fetches over the years. That is, suppose you buy a machinery today. Now, how that machinery, like on a long-term period, manages to fetch income is what determines MEC given its cost. So, MEC is the expected return from the capital that you have invested over the years. So, if you keep on investing the capital, so MEC is kind of likely to fall given the opportunities. But suppose you buy an equipment, that equipment, if you keep on adding various equipment given the same marketplaces, given the same structure, so the MEC is likely to fall. So if you keep on increasing investment, the MEC is likely to fall. This is why we have got MEC to be negatively related with investment. So this is why the MEC curve is negatively related. Now we'll come to R. Now you know the R is the cost of investment. So when cost of investment increases, so it is quite likely that the investment will fall. So the relationship between R and investment is negative. So this is why this is known as MEC, marginal efficiency curve, given. So when technology increases, say there is a technological improvement, when there is a technological improvement, the MEC curve shifts. So when there is a technological improvement, the MEC curve shifts rightward from MEC 1 to MEC 2. So given the interest rate, so when technological advancement takes place, the MEC curve shifts rightward from here to here. So we are here at this level. Now what we have to do is we'll write down the equation for MEC. So here the MEC curve, MEC, which is nothing but marginal efficiency of capital, can be denoted by E, which is small e is nothing but MEC, R by, here R is the return by C. So we'll write it here as C naught. So here this is the cost, this is the return. So as you can see, the relationship between R and E is quite straightforward and they are positively related to each other. That is, when R increases, the E, which is marginal efficiency of capital, also increases. So does when C decreases, the E increases. So the relationship between C naught, which is the cost of capital, so the cost of capital, which is C naught, is inversely related to, it is inversely related to E, which is MEC. So from here you can see the relationship between E and C naught is inverse and the relationship between E and R is positive. Now we'll write down the factors on the basis of which the investment decisions are made in case of Keynesian theory of investment. So the first one which we need to be focusing on is growth rate. Some says that there is no effect between growth rate and investment decision. That is, when there is growth in the economy, when there is growth takes place in the economy, when growth takes place, it has zero effect on investment. But if we take into consideration the acceleration model basically says when growth takes place in the economy, as a result, the income of the economy increases. So when income of the economy increases, so what happens now? People have more money in their hand, so it is quite expected the demand for goods and services will also increase. So as a result, the demand for services increases. So when demand for goods and services increases, it is quite expected that it would be met by an increase in investment. So and there will be increase in, so in this way if we follow, so here as you can see, when growth takes place due to the acceleration model, investment also increases, which goes against the notion that we postulated in case of the Keynesian investment function, that is growth has no effect on investment. But if we take the root of acceleration model, then it is quite inevitable that due to growth the investment will take place due to increased demand for the goods and services. Now we'll take into account another factor, which is increase in capital stock. So this was the first determinant and we showed the effect of growth rate on investment. Now we'll take into account another factor, which is say capital stock. Now what is capital stock? Capital stock is, say suppose you want to increase your capital. Okay, now if you want to increase your capital, now given the opportunities, it is quite inevitable, it is quite possible that the MPC or the MPE, which is MEC, will be falling over the years. That is, when you increase the capital stock, the MEC, which is the marginal efficiency of capital, will be falling over the years. So we can say when capital stock increases, the investment decision is likely to be adverse. That is, investment is likely to fall. Okay, so this is the effect of capital stock. Now we will discuss the effect of interest rate on capital. What happens when interest rate changes? When interest rate increases, as a result, when interest rate increases, now the cost of borrowing the loanable funds or the cost of investment increases. So when R increases, the cost of investment increases. So when cost of investment increases, it is quite likely that the investment will go down. So the relationship between R and investment is always negative. Now we'll take into consideration the case when technology changes affects investment. When technological advancement takes place, if you remember this curve, the MEC shifts rightward. So MEC at this break-even point, this increases, so MEC becomes greater than R, which is the cost, and this is the revenue. So when revenue is more than cost, it is quite likely that the investment will increase. So when technological progress takes place, the MEC curve shifts rightward. You see, if we write MEC here, 0 MEC 1. So MEC curve shifts rightward, and as a result, what happens? The MEC becomes greater than the cost, which is rate of interest. So the investment increases. And there is another reason why MEC sometimes increases. When in the presence of optimist managers, they foresees the future, that in the future they will opt that kind of investments which will fetch more return in the future. So in the presence of optimist managers, more investment will take place, as now they will invest in the area where there is peak in demand, when there is existence of demand. So here we talked about 5 things on which investment depends on. The first one was optimist managers, the second one was interest rate, third one was growth, fourth one was technology, and finally the fifth one was the stock. So here we talked about the 5 things on which the investment function given by Keynes depends on. Now we'll proceed further into neoclassical model of consumption function. In this regard, if you have any query or doubt, you can WhatsApp me on this number 9836 793076. You can also go to our website, which is www.saurabhsirclasses.com, and in the upcoming or subsequent videos we'll be continuing with investment function. We'll now come to neoclassical function. Today we talked about Keynesian investment function. Thank you for watching the video. Have a nice day ahead.